When you see on the news the daring rescues during natural disasters and other domestic troubles, it's often our North Carolina National Guard taking action. Major Aaron Youngblood is here now to discuss the role of the Guard in domestic operations. So what is the process to mobilize the Guard in these situations?
It's about partnerships. To back up just right before we mobilize, and we're a part of the State Emergency Response Team under the umbrella of North Carolina Emergency Management, working for DPS. So it's a bunch of agencies that are there to come up with a solution to whatever the problem is, be a hurricane, be a winter storm, whatever that is. So once we at that level have decided, hey, we want to put the National Guard on the streets and assist the citizens of North Carolina, then we take that back to our agency and we say, hey, we need to provide this capability to support this location. And we send our guys out, guys and gals, our guardsmen out there, and they go out and do great things for the communities all across the state of North Carolina.
I know living here in the state as long as I have and covering as many hurricanes as I have for television stations, it's something that we rely on as well, to see those trucks coming through, that we can go into those deep water areas, and having you guys be a part of that as well. Yeah. How do you make sure you're trained and ready to go though for that? Because it's not a hurricane every year, every day here.
Right. So, well, that's the great thing about being in the National Guard. So we do have our federal mission, and people know that, but we get to support our own state. So we do focus on that. That is part of our task. We expect that, we know that. So units put dedicated effort into making sure that they're prepared for that. So we design a little bit different, design ourselves a little bit different, if you will, whenever we go out to support our local authorities and the various partnerships that we're doing there. But we go into what we call force packages. So we won't send a whole unit to you. We only send what you actually need. So you're not inundated with National Guardsmen. We're giving you the equipment and the personnel you need to work in that area.
And I'm sure part of this training also includes how to work with these other agencies, because you work with so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the critical piece, and we do, you're right. We work with a lot of agencies. Basically, you name them, we'll work with them. So we do work through training to give our National Guardsmen a taste of what it's like to work with the fire chief, police chief, emergency managers from different locations. So we run exercises every year. We try to do a large-scale exercise. We call it a Vigilant Series exercise every year, where this is exactly what we do. We put National Guardsmen, National Guard leaders, junior officers, NCOs out with firefighters and the various people they might meet out on the street while they're working to clean up after a hurricane or something. So, yes, sir.
And one of the things I've always noticed is some of the National Guardsmen, when they're responding, they already know a lot of these personnel that they're out working with, because they live in this community. They already are part of this community as well.
Yeah, that's great. And that's very rewarding for us as National Guardsmen, because this is our home. And a lot of times it very well may be almost your backyard that you're working in, and that's just great that we're able to help out our own community.
Talk about the civil support team side of things.
Yeah, a very interesting thing we do is our civil support team, and basically they're a 22-man team of National Guardsmen, both Army and Air National Guardsmen, and they focus on weapons of mass destruction. Now that sounds a little precarious, however, it's more in the chemical realm. They're experts in their field of identifying chemicals, finding various components, problems, and they go out constantly to various missions, national missions. You talk, Democratic National Convention was here a few years ago. They're there supporting that. We're supporting the Olympics. We're supporting anything that's out there. And every state has a civil support team, and they all kind of back each other up. So they're on the go a lot. But if there's a large event, they're out there supporting that with their chemical detection capabilities.
Major Youngblood, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for everything you're doing.
Yes, sir.